guys, welcome back. Got another yet again Kraken build to go over. New guy, first win. Mark's first win with me, and he went with a Kraken build. So what we've got here, let me unravel it here, is we've got one of my last three charcoal dial Krakens. These ones have a little bit more detail in them. They're C3 Superluminova loomed around it. You can tell that they're the other style. There's a little bit more detail in the legs, and these are ovals. Plus the eyes are loomed on them. So a buddy of mine made these dials for me a while back and no longer makes dials. So this is the charcoal Kraken. So we did it in a brushed case. Since that was a charcoal dial, I went ahead and did a charcoal, which we call it titanium, cerakoted crown to match. And then since that was nice and dark, I went with a black PVD bezel, neural bezel that has a silver insert. Diver style, we got them black on this side up to 15, and it's also an hour and minute indicator. And then the rest in red around. And then a nice silver handset with a hand-painted silver second sand. Large window exhibition case back, stainless steel movement holder in there, and we went with a black rotor on this one. And then this is on my Horween leather with the Kraken engraved patch. Then I went with a black cerakoted buckle to kind of tie everything in. Silver would have worked as well. Actually, almost everything would have worked as well. So silver would have worked, titanium color would have worked, black would have worked. So, and as always, comes with collar matching beads. So since this is his first build, to go over some points I always go over with on every build. Vostocks use a tension ring. I've put it on there quite tight for the bezel, but it is a tension ring bezel, so you can turn it this way, and you can turn it this way. There's no clicking. It's just held on by tension. So made it nice and smooth, but extra tight. Now this is an automatic mechanical, so before you wear it, anytime you're going to want to wind it up for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on. And to do that, you're going to unscrew the crown, and as it comes off the threads, you're going to feel it clicking, and you're going to see a little bit of play there. At that point, you can wind. This way winds it, this way doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to wind, just going back and forth. If you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, you will be fine, even if you're not very active, to keep it rolling. If you do it for something closer to 20 seconds, you will wind out the 31-hour power reserve, though you can wind it all day if you want. It just won't get any further than 31 hour, and it doesn't hurt it to wind further. If you pull it to the one and only click, you can now set the time, and it's not a hacking movement, so that's going to continue to count out on here. And when you're setting it, you're going to be kind of pulling back just slightly. Okay, Google, what time is it?
3:57 p.m.
3:57. Now you'll also notice that the crown has a ball joint there. Deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement. It's called a wobble crown. It's a nice design feature. It also makes it nice and easy to push it back to the threads and screw it down. Now, when you back this off the threads, you can wind it, then you can set the time, but you can't go from setting the time to winding it. Once you've engaged the clutch system, in order to release it, you have to screw it back down to disengage it. Now you can back it back out to wind it. So you can go from winding to setting the time, but you cannot pull it out to set the time and then go back to wind. You'll need to screw it back down, back it back out. Just had a guy ask about that the other day because he said, well, I set the time, but I'm having a hell of a time winding it after that. Like, yep, can't. You're reversed. You gotta do it the other direction. So with every build, you're gonna have some nice watch cleaner. This is good on all metal and glass parts, non-streaky, non-toxic, non-residue. You're gonna have some leather conditioner. This is good to keep this leather nice and soft. Just apply it on the back side of it. You can do it on the front, but the back's where it's gonna be touching you. So if you feel it's ever getting rough, just put a little bit on there. And then lastly, you're gonna have some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 off of Amazon, repackaged into these nice fancy little containers. It's essentially the same thing as Polywatch, but this is an acrylic glass and you can scratch it, and if you do, just put a little tiny bit on there and buff it against it. Generate a little bit of heat with your thumb utilizing some form of microfiber, maybe one that comes with it. And in about 15 seconds it'll be completely gone. So that is your build, sir. Thank you for the support. And will come in a nice Kraken box. Your build and warranty cards will come a little bit later. I've got to order them, and then it will come to you separately. So appreciate everything. And if you want to build like this, reach out, and I'll see what I can do for you. And if you want to continue to see builds like this in the future, like and subscribe, and you will see them in real time as I'm building them. Thank you.